Okay, so I think in response, he says, I think he just laughs it off. He says, um, haven't we all really wished to upseat Lord Entropy, ruler of the universe, and take his throne for ourselves? Um, and then he goes on, to flatter Lord Entropy and basically tells him, it's the price of power to have people seeking to upseat him. But he does it in such a way that he hopes Lord Entropy isn't offended. Lord Entropy.
I haven't used my own action yet. Could I use this to counter that one?
Sure.
Okay. I simply say, like, it is. Does a king not want to punish his own assassin? It is just because it is normal to want to do something. Taking the next step of actually doing it is a very, very different thing. And just because treason is common, it doesn't mean it is okay or should should be unpunished.
Right, cool.
If you do that, Lord Entropy, that itself will contribute to the downfall of your court. If people realize that they can act against you and get away with it, then what's to stop them?
All right. So I want to add something else to this. I think he says, oh shit. Sorry, I had an idea, and now it's running away.
That's fine.
Shit. Yeah, he says something that maybe I'll remember later. Okay, so
he says something. Okay.
Yeah, he says a thing. So what level of miracle are you going for?
I was looking at it. Wasn't 100% sure. That's a thing. I have a question.
Yeah.
How do estate properties work when it comes to the dots assigned to them? Like those, I haven't seen those being used yet. How does that work?
They're mainly used when you apply them to yourself with persona, or apply them to other people. Then they have that rating. They're also theoretically used for direct assaults against your estate. If one of those things are made untrue through a miracle, you take damage yourself.
Okay.
Because they're demonstrating
that
your estate isn't self.
Yep, no, that makes sense. Okay. So I wasn't sure what those would use for. Then I think my miracle level will be. I don't think Fairy Tale Feat's necessary. I think Unstoppable Power. I'll do level 6 of just like this is unequivocally true.
Sure.
Unstoppably powerfully true.
Sure. So he only did aspect level 5, so you will succeed. Lord Entropy, he looks at Tardium Pistum with kind of grim smile on his face. He says, "That's true. You are trying to unseat me by your very presence here." And Tardium Pistum says, well, I'm required. I'm entitled to be here as a defendant. If no suit was brought against me, I would not have any need to be here or to fight against you. And Lord Entropy says, but yet you are here, and you are fighting. maybe if you seek to unseat me from my throne, I should seek to unseat you from yours. And Tartat Nefishtim says, what throne? He says, I move through the world with no possessions other than that what I carry with me. I have no followers. I have no seat of power or institution that follows my philosophy. Those that do are uncoordinated and separate. If I seek to unseat you from your power, and you wish to do the same to me, so be it. Let us see you cast me from this throne. And Lord Entropy finds this idea amusing, and so the trial will continue. If that seems acceptable to you, Primarch?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So let's see here. So you made an argument. Lord Entropy intervened. And yeah, we're going to say that Tardiat Nepishtim used his action to make that statement I just said. So it's your turn again?
Okay.
I have an argument.
Yeah,
sure.
Go.
I'm sorry, if you'd like me to go.
I was about to say I have no argument ideas right now, so I was literally about to ask someone else if they wanted to go.
Yeah.
No, I have an idea for how to unseat him from his throne, like what his throne is, but...
His throne is obviously travel right now, and you obviously are...
I don't know. His throne is his voice.
Oh.
Ooh.
Which, yeah.
Yep. Nope. Yep. I don't have an idea as good as that. Nope.
Okay, would you like to go? How does, like, walking look? Well, actually, no, I was going to say, how does walking look for you because you're not used to body, but also walking is travel. You can probably walk better than most people can walk.
Yeah. It was a little unwieldy at first, but yeah. So I think Trek very humbly bids the attention of Lord Entropy and says, "My lord, I do have a suggestion. If you wish to unseat Terteut, his throne, even though he claims to have no such thing. The seat of Terteut Nepishtim's power comes from his teachings, his voice. If you decide it is so, and if he is indeed transgressing upon the laws of the Locust Court, I would humbly suggest that you take from him his ability to teach and spread his word."
Okay. So Lord Entropy finds this idea amusing. He says, yes, why don't I do that? But now Terte Upnapishtim acts, and he says, but my Lord Entropy, by your own laws, you can only take my voice once you have lost your throne. If you act first, I am entitled to unseat you from 7 thrones. Though I don't think anybody has that many.
Then I would... Could I step forward? Or
if you want to interrupt him, but he's still speaking.
I've got a rebuttal for that.
Sure.
I have a rebuttal as well.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot, so you guys can go first.
I think Trek would try to interject, saying that the Chestnut Law does clearly state that the future doesn't matter. Crime is committed in the now. And as we have proof that you wish to commit the crime has already been committed.
Let me look at this. What are you talking about? Are you right?
Yeah, reading from it's someone else's webpage, but it's got a couple corollaries on thou shalt harm none who has done no harm. And below it says the future matters not, a crime is always committed in the now. The victim matters not, hypocrisy is the first tool of corruption. And the situation matters not, each action is its own.
Now send me a link. This sounds like 2nd edition stuff.
Oh.
Which I will still let apply, but I'm curious.
I just popped it. Score.
This is interesting. Yeah, this is 2nd edition stuff. Core grants.
Oh, 2nd edition.
I mean, 2nd edition is great, but it is more complicated.
Yeah. It sounds perfect for Matt, though, because if here's a list of the laws.
Yeah.
That you could use.
Crime is always committed in the now.
Oh, if we want a technical, I have a technical.
Victim matters not
for this charge.
Okay. The situation matters not. Each action is its own. Okay. All these things matter not. The innocent are the noble's charge. Power stood convicted of breaking the chestnut law, but stood and argued that no human is ever wholly innocent. Okay.
Yeah, that last paragraph right there. Precedent stands that direct knowledge or solid proof that a being has done harm is sufficient to remove their protection under the chestnut law, rumor, hearsay, or not. That's probably very important.
Yeah.
Additionally, as it has been recognized that even in the consumption of food of any kind does harm, the 7-fold precept has been established. So if we can prove that he ate,
technically, the 7-fold precept.
Excellent.
Okay. I don't think it actually lets you prevent future crime.
No, but if you can prove the crime was going to take place, I think that means that as far as the law is concerned, the crime can be tried and judged. We can red ball this, is I think what that means.
I mean, honestly, that within what it means, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's not really that.
So your argument is that his being here now is perpetuating the crime you accuse of him of.
Yes, yeah, that him arguing this case, since it is in furtherance of him usurping the power of Lord Entropy, is enough to be a treason. Well, whatever it is enough to violate the chestnut law.
Okay.
Anyway. His intention is to do harm. If he hasn't done harm already, it's still his intention, so he's broken the chestnut.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, let me know. I have another idea for after, but I am very interested in how this pans out first.
Mm-hmm.
So, to correlate this to, say, Catholicism, if you were to wake up and say, I'm going to go down the street and commit a mortal sin, you don't actually have to go down the street. You've already committed a mortal sin just by thinking about it. So,
yeah. I think that's directly against the interpretation I was using, though.
Yeah, I think this is a question of precedent.
Do we want to set precedent?
Yeah.
Are we using the laws as the 3rd edition book, or are we allowing this entire page as precedent?
I don't think so. Also, just because this goes against my entire theory of Tractate of Nepishtim's plan, right?
Yeah,
is that he can't be tried for something he hasn't done yet.
Right.
Yeah,
and literally he will do nothing until he pulls the trigger the next.
Exactly, that's his plan.
Well, I guess this whole thing is he wrong about this? Because we like this is the whole this is part of the plan that he was hinging on.
An actual argument
where
you
we
can
put pressure
make
on him? Yeah, could he be wrong in that?
Talking is harm. Like convincing somebody to end their own existence is harm.
Yeah.
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 And therefore, you can try and argue that he is able to be harmed. The thing that makes it really weird for me is where it says that people who have broken the Chestnut Law are no longer protected by the Chestnut Law, right?
Okay, yeah.
And it was my intention that he hasn't broken the Chestnut Law.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But he might have thought he hadn't, and then it turns out that he had.
Right.
This could be the mistake that he made.
This could be a critical mistake. I think I'll let the mechanics rule for it. But that means that also Tardiab-Napishtim doesn't want to be not under protection of the Chestnut Law, like its entire strategy. So he's going to do a miracle in response. So don't declare what level of power you do this miracle at until I complete describing his action. But right now it's your turn.
Okay. Well, yeah, since that's the only avenue left, I think the argument is that he is doing harm because that is, I mean, the crux of his teachings are harmful to creation as a whole. And that each person that he convinces of his own teachings is being harmed, and then domino effect, pyramid effect, actually, that harm is rippling out through creation, as anyone that decides he is correct is therefore standing against creation.
Okay. So think about what level of miracle you want to do, but don't say it. Tardiab-Napishtim responds. He starts telling a story. He starts off with saying that he says that he hasn't directly done any harm to anybody except, show him the truth of creation. And he says, it is only the truth of creation that is harm. It is a lie. It is harming the people, and I am freeing them from this lie. It is a lie that is harming my people, the Excrucians, which is why we come to end creation, to inflict upon it 7 times the pain you have inflicted upon us. And then he goes on again, he repeats the list of injuries he made, that were done to him, this time without the exaggeration.
Yeah.
And he says, if you seek to remove from me the protection of the Chestnut Law, you must also remove protection of the Chestnut Law for these people. And if you choose not to, you must deliver unto me the right to harm these people 7-fold what they have done to me. And if you choose not to, if you choose to take away my rights in this world, the rights that and the laws that you yourself have created, it does nothing but show this whole thing is a sham. And it shows that you, Lord Entropy, do not even have the power to rule your own court. All right. So this is him pulling the trigger, basically.
May I rebut? I have a rebuttal.
You may rebut, but mechanically it's all going to be two miracles facing each other.
Zen's versus his.
Yeah. I kind of want to go really meta with it and point out to him that he's using the rules of, like, he doesn't believe in creation and therefore shouldn't believe in the rules of creation.
Yeah. No,
so how the hell can you invoke the rules of creation when you don't believe?
It's paradoxical.
Do you do this? Do you want to do this?
I mean,
not to mention
if we want to go down on that rabbit hole, yeah, like.
Okay.
Not to mention that the lowest court rules over existence, and being that extrusions are non-existence, the sevenfold, like, they don't deserve sevenfold harm being returned from what has harmed them.
Oh, but they do have it.
They are included in the chestnut law.
They are? Okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So he would reply that so your comment was that he doesn't exist, right?
Well, my comment was that if he doesn't believe in creation, then
right.
Then the farce is his because he's the one participating in creation's trial.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his response to that is that, but that is the secret of being a deceiver, my friend. You see, the things we say now may sound a lie to you, but when we are done and there is no creation, we will be true. What we say will have been true. And what you say will always have been a lie. So basically his argument is that it's not true now, but it will be true.
That sounds like it's not how absolute truth works.
Maybe not. But there won't be absolute truth when the Excrucians win. That's the point.
Yeah, absolute truth is now fluid in Nobilis. It wasn't.
If he destroys truth, then it is destroyed for all of time, going forwards and backwards in time.
Yeah.
So therefore, who are you to tell him what is true in the future?
I have a technicality to argue.
If you want, we can continue this.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah.
There's nothing more mechanical until these actions are resolved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a level 2 intention.
Sure.
To set. So it is a mechanical thing because I can be effective.
Okay.
So if I can't throw it in now, then I will throw it later. But it's a response to his argument about the chestnut. And
you can do a level 2 intention. It won't affect anything.
Okay, well then I'll save it.
Okay. So let's resolve these. I've already thought of my number. Actually, let me calculate it. Tell me your number.
Well, let's see. I'd be using aspect for this, correct? Two.
Seems reasonable.
All right. So, since I'm really needing to spend miracle points, I'm just going to toss 8 right in it, so it's a total of 8
for a major wound.
Yeah. Okay. Why not?
Or a deadly.
I mean, the guy's pulling the trigger.
It's deadly for 8, right? It's just serious.
Do you have any bonds or afflictions to go with this?
I mean, we're talking about not easily connected, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
most bonds could be technically applicable. Like, I can't fulfill any of my bonds if existence doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
But that seems cheap.
Yeah.
So.
So what happens here is Tardioptipishtim is actually using an Imperial Miracle, which is difficulty 9.
Wow.
Plus he's adding 2 strike from he cannot be denied. So
he is pulling the trigger indeed.
Yeah, chaos erupts as everyone realizes that Lord Entropy's regime is crumbling. Lord Entropy stays and argues for a few minutes until he chooses to run away. What do you guys do? The courtroom was in chaos. And Tardioptipishtim is pretty much standing in the center, like, just systematically describing how Lord Entropy has ruled through fear and confusion and subverted the rule of law, and how he's taken advantage of the Council of Four and blackmailed the other imperators into agreeing with him about everything.
Okay, I've got sort of an idea.
Okay.
So Lord Entropy's whole thing is crumbling, yes?
Yeah.
With like everything that he set out is technically no longer in effect?
Yep. All the laws that he made are gone, or will be gone shortly.
I would like to make Terteutnapishtim mine.
You cut off there?
I'm going to make Terteutnapishtim my anchor.
Ooh,
I
okay.
am going to...
Alright, so you want to just fight him right here?
Yeah.
All right.
I intend to make him submit.
Let's go for it. Let me just check to see how many health levels he has. Okay.
All right, so can more than one bond be added into?
Yep, because
to a miracle. Yes.
So the way it works is your bond level has to be the same. You're allowed to go over by 1, and you already took that 1, except that you sacrificed several last session. Therefore, you may add another bond or 2 at this time. I think it was 3 total, so you may add 3 potentially.
Okay.
But you should take an action to create those bonds.
Right. I only actually lost 1.
Oh, you only actually used 1? Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, total number of dots.
I think I used a bunch, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you both sacrificed 3 dots worth.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So you could theoretically make 3 1 dots or 1 3 dot.
Right. All right. So yeah, I think I will create the 3 dot bond.
Okay. What's the bond?
Yeah, I think it's going to connect with an estate property of never stagnating. Like, I think it's a bond of making sure that everything always has the freedom to follow its destiny.
Okay.
So
I'm just checking your stats here really quick.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like what kind of miracle makes a bond for yourself, because there's really no rules about that. It usually happens off screen. So I was going to say it's a mortal action, and you just do it.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
I mean, it can't happen reflexively, I think. And this isn't an estate property, right?
It's not an estate property.
Right.
It's connected.
So I think it's just a mortal action.
Okay.
I think it might be a persona miracle, but it's fine. It's going to be a 0 persona miracle. Okay, so you have this bond now. Tarte up the you guys. Everyone else is also free to act, but like I said, Tarte up the Prishdom is preaching about the unreality of the Locust Court and how even Lord Entropy has abandoned it.
Okay.
I'm actually really unconcerned about it.
I would. Okay, I think, yeah. Let me look at the thing. I think I would like to silence him.
Sure.
I think that would probably hurt him a lot if he was just unable to speak to begin with.
Okay.
And so I think I'm just going to do a domain miracle to like supernaturally. I will like walk up to him calmly while he is doing this with like a cold determination, and then I just say be silent. And I would like to use. Oh, that's not the right chart. That was. There you go. Use your estate to destroy something else. I would like to use make a difficulty. Oh, I don't know if I have enough. Hold on. I have 3 domain. 2, 3, 4, 5. I can only make up to difficulty 7. In terms of the MP that I have, and know how much I can spend at a time. Because I don't have 8 to spend. I have 7.
Oh. You can also spend 3 from another list to convert it to 1 of a place you need 8.
I'll take another deadly wound. Let me look at aspect then. I might do something else with aspect instead then.
Sure.
Because I'm definitely better at aspect. Can I use, instead of like just saying be silent then, can I like crush his throat, or more specifically his voice box?
Sure.
And basically
rip out his tongue.
Physically removing his voice. I like ripping out his tongue even more.
Okay, you want to rip out his tongue?
I want to rip out his tongue.
Okay, what level of miracle is this?
I have 6 miracle points. I can do it up to level 8 if I spend 4. World shaking skill. I wouldn't. Fairy tale feet. Actually, I think fairy tale feet makes the most sense. If I rip out his tongue at difficulty 7. I have to spend 4 miracle points anyway, so I'll just make it. It's difficulty 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any bonds or afflictions that would add to this? Or bonds, I guess? Not afflictions.
Bonds. I have a level 1 dot in pain addict, and of course I'm literally causing him pain in order to solve my problems.
Okay. I feel like that's for causing yourself pain.
That's not how I intended it.
Are you arguing that you can feel other people's pain?
Yes, that is how it has been since session 1.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more addicted to causing pain.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm addicted to causing.
Sorry, it was just such a small worded bond that we never talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never come into play before this.
Okay, I'm just checking this stuff. So you're doing a level 8 miracle? Yeah, that's pretty serious business.
Yep.
He is an immortal power. Just to get that out there. Yes. Which greatly increases the time it takes for him to heal. I mean, greatly decreases the time it takes for him to heal. And also, if you look at the damage chart, it greatly reduces the severity of wounds he takes. But a level 8 miracle for crushing someone's windpipe is considered massive overkill on the level of a nuclear explosion.
Perfect.
So
that's exactly what I want.
You do a deadly wound to him.
Okay.
You didn't crush it, you atomized it.
Yeah. So I think like he's there preaching the downfall of everything. And so therefore he doesn't have an action to respond to when you rip out his tongue.
Yes. That makes sense.
But he doesn't need his tongue to survive, so he's just kind of like standing there flabbergasted.
He just can't talk anymore.
In pain.
Mm-hmm. I think telepathically I ask, like, what do we want to do with this guy now? Because you guys haven't done actions since the chaos happened, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
Well, we need to get him wounded up before I can actually make him into a anchor, correct?
I have done one. He has a deadly wound now. So, Phineas, what do you think you would do? Would you harm him? Or do something to stop him?
I mean, I actually don't... I never believed in the mundane power like the Locust Court anyway, because I believe in a higher power, but I will aid my Familia Celestia. So if this is the plan... I have a technical question. How wounded do we need him?
You need to defeat him. Which means destroy his agency, which means you have to basically be able to kill him and choose not to.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's kind of like his health levels.
Think of Shadow of Mordor, where you, like, at the end of killing an orc, you're like, do I want to brand the orc or do I want to execute him?
Yep. Got it.
So I've been thinking about this, and I think you have to kill him with paper cuts. So correct me if I'm wrong. Like, so a surface wound is like a paper cut, a tough wound is like a car accident, a deadly wound is like a nuclear bomb. So when you're going up, you take the wound level equal to the damage that is relevant, right? Like,
yeah.
If you get hit by a nuke, or someone rips out your tongue with aspect 8, you're going to take a deadly health level.
Yeah.
But what usually happens is, like, if you get shot, you can be shot 1,000 times and not injured at deadly health level. So I'm pretty sure that after your deadly health levels are taken, you're not affected by nukes anymore. Am I wrong about that?
I think it's the other way around. So it says when you run out of normal health levels, which become temporary effects, there's nothing left for them to do to you. When you lose your tough health level, which is the next one up, your normal health levels heal. So we want to go from the top down, actually.
Which what you did. You've already destroyed his deadly health levels. He has none of those left.
Go down, and so now we go to Sirius?
Yeah, now you go down to Sirius. And I think he's allowed to continue soaking deadly level attacks with Sirius, or does he just have to? Does he have to lose if?
No, I think that's how it works. Like once you've taken all your divine health levels, you can't take any more.
Yeah,
it's super weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I'm trying to. I've never actually been in a situation where actually we're in an all-out fight. Usually people fight by proxies.
It's very rare, yeah.
Yeah, usually people fight through proxies.
My next action will likely be punching him through a wall. So yeah, it's all.
Okay, so here's what happens. He's taking a deadly wound because he doesn't want to lose his tongue. Which means he still has his tongue.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because taking
So
a
his
wound,
tongue is like bleeding or something.
I mean, yeah, it's like half pulled out of his mouth or something. It's really swollen.
Yeah.
He has a level 5 affliction related to his tongue being swollen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's literally it. His tongue is swollen. But he's still like trying to talk around it. Like, you know?
Yeah.
It's not very understandable, but in the same way you can talk with broken. I mean, you can walk with broken bones. You can talk with a swollen tongue.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to take another action. So his action now is to say, so he's not responding to you guys. Like he has another agenda on his mind.
Yeah.
So he is now redirecting his Imperial Miracle. He's saying that the Locust Court is no more. And since this entire realm is the Locust Court, it must also not exist. And that's his action. He's going to use a Persona Miracle to...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's adding demonstrates the unreality of creation to the chancel itself.
Excellent.
Hey, this is great.
Our chancel or the chancel that is this one?
This current chancel.
The Locust Court chancel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Surlam's chancel will no longer exist. You're all going to be dumped out of the chancel into, I guess, the mortal world.
Okay. That's a thing.
I'm okay with that. I say, hey, Wanderlust, when we leave, can you drop us in my cathedral?
Yeah, that's a thing.
I'd like to grab and drag with us Terta Utnapushkum himself, so we can continue to deal with him.
Sure, that's
realistic.
Sorry.
Yeah, I meant that too. I meant him also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you grab him.
Yes.
He's not going to resist that.
Okay.
Primarch, Zentropy, do you want to finish him off with a deadly wound?
I can finish him off with a deadly somehow, then yes, I will. I'm trying to wrap my brain around how I do that.
You need to do at least a level 7 miracle. Honestly, a level 9 miracle, because he does have some autocratus.
Okay. I'm just looking at what those would...
Yeah. What that would be?
Yeah, because I can do it... Here. Can do it with Persona, but... Let's see here.
Also, your bond will add to that.
Right.
So if you have a 2-dot bond that overcomes his autocratus, and you will need level 7 miracle.
Yeah.
Remember, you can do any lower level of miracle and just say it's buffed up to level 7.
Yep.
Okay, then. Would he take a wound if I destroyed his wanderlust?
His desire to travel?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be stagnant. So he would take a wound.
Then I will do that.
Okay. Yep. So you defeat Tartyap Nepishtim as reality is dissolving around you. you have. I'm going to say that this action is going to take an aspect. A treasure zero miracle to anchor him for one action,
Mm-hmm.
and then traveling to your chancel will be a separate action. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you choose to anchor him right now, or do you go to your chancel first?
Oh, are we going to the chancellor, or are we going to the church?
I mean, I asked for my cathedral, but it is up to you.
Go to your church is also an option, but it still counts as an action.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll leave that up to the table. Where do we want to end up?
If you can make him your anchor, have you made him your anchor now or not yet? You just defeated him.
That's about to happen.
Okay, then he's still an excrucian, even if he is your anchor. It might be safer to go to the chancel than the cathedral, but Phineas, Matt, how come you want to go to the cathedral?
I just had a specific plan for defeating him, but if he's already defeated, then how? I have a consent question. How cool are you guys if Phineas, because of his peculiar beliefs about creation, do we want to all be on this? Are we trying to all be on the same team, or are we doing interpersonal conflict? What's the?
I am fine with interpersonal conflict, but I haven't seen any that I thought would evolve into something major.
Okay. Then I'm specifically quizzing you because Phineas may not believe that an anchored excrucian is better than an excrucian.
Okay. Well, I'm fine. An
excrucian that we can control is not better than an excrucian that's trying to make reality. But
I think in Phineas's theology, he may not think that is true. I think he thinks it's sin.
Okay.
So this is me saying, if you're cool with exploring that together, I have an idea there. If you
that's
excited about anchoring him and want to explore that, then I don't have to do it.
I'm not going to get the way of your agency. We can just play it out and see what happens.
Sure. Okay.
So, I agreed to go to the cathedral before we did this, so I guess that's where we end up.
Yeah.
You go there before anchoring him?
Yeah, it's just a place to get spit out that's still home turf. So yeah.
Fine. All right. So you are not going to have any more conflict because you have teleported away, and I'm going to describe a coda to what just happened. Remember, you guys are able to act on this from a distance if you can figure out how. But Zentropy, Trek's action will be taken anchoring Tartyhipnopishtim. Okay?
Okay.
So we see the inhabitants of the chancel and all the imperators and powers that were there get dumped into this massive swamp in South America. They are instantly, muddied. Their fancy court clothes are ruined, swarmed with bugs. And in general, panic and confusion is still reigning hold over them. Even though Tartyhipnopishtim isn't there, the Imperial Miracle is still in effect now that that's destroyed the Locust Court. Its dharma is completed.
Mm-hmm.
But these people aren't out of the woods yet, because waiting for them here were, let's say, about a dozen excrucians waiting for them to pop back into reality. So many of the powers just flee because they're still distracted. Lord Entropy is long gone. He realized what was going on and decided he would rather abandon the Locust Court than take a deadly wound.
Wow. Okay.
He's looking out for his own ass.
Yeah.
And many people now are like really confused about what this means. There's no more legal government for reality. And most of them flee. Some of them are chopped down. I think personal truth dies. I
already done my action, so I can't really take an action to protect truth as a matter of fact.
Well, you can take an action.
I have a thing I'm going to do. I'm just waiting for...
Oh, I can? Okay. Then I would like to... I'd use an action to protect truth as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I think you gave him your business card, right?
Yes.
This is your business card, your anchor?
Let's say yes, and actually that makes total sense.
Okay. Then, yeah, you're able to help him, and it doesn't matter what it is. He escapes.
Yeah.
Because there's so many targets of opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Pseudolam dies. That's the Imperator that represents the ability for humans to understand normality and regain normality once it's been lost.
I see.
So, that Campbell's mythic cycle, it's broken. There's no more returning to who you were. And there never has been. And also they circle around what's his name? Here's the name. Ataris Ebrat Apeka, the tutelary spirit of the Age of Pain, who is the Imperator that embodies the current age, the Age of War. So we see 4 Excrucians surrounding him. They're all like fabulously dressed, wielding horrible weapons. Let me go back to that page.
Yeah.
I want to describe all the cool Excrucians that are murdering everybody. So we have this one Excrucian that it's extremely beautiful. He's wearing a black suit with a red robe. And just by looking at him, everyone just automatically forgives him for, everything he's doing, even for murdering some of the other powers. We're like, oh, that's okay. It's okay for him to do that. We see an Excrucian wearing like a captain's coat and wielding a straight razor, and he puts the razor to Ataris's throat. And you can tell that he's going to make this a slow death.
Lovely.
And we see another Excrucian who just has this crazy beard, crazy pointed beard, and it's wearing like very Baroque clothing. And one more, you guys would recognize is Acilio, the Excrucian who attacked your estate. Attacked your Imperator.
Yep.
And she's back, and she has her hand on one of Ataris's arms, and together the 4 of them rip him apart.
Hang on. They are about to do this.
Okay.
And at this moment, Phineas approaches what's his name? Terteut Nepishtim. And like Terteut Nepishtim is like on his knee. And I want Phineas to put his hand, his like glowing holy hand, on the forehead of Tirte et Nepishtim.
Yep.
And as a level, I think it's a level 8 miracle, level 7 miracle, persona miracle, greater emulation. I think that's the one. Hang on.
What are you trying to do?
You broke up. I heard Gur. I assume
Okay.
something.
It's a greater emulation.
Sorry, greater enchantment.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to make excrucians extinct on Earth.
Wow.
Oh.
Badass.
Wow.
Yep. And that's level 7, but I'm going to point so strike.
All excrucians?
Excrucians are extinct on Earth. And there are some here, I think.
Okay.
Yes, there are a bunch here. Like
About 13, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to succeed, but the excrucians involved in the murder of Ataris will simply take a deadly wound.
Yeah, they
because they want to finish this.
Yeah, fair
this
enough.
battle.
But how will that affect in the future? Because that's an enchantment, like a sustained thing. That's a sustained miracle.
It'll last for a while until someone takes a miracle to remove their extinct property.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're extinct in this moment. That doesn't mean they can't come back.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
And they'll simply leave the Earth. It's worth it to them, I think, to end this age. And the next Imperator, the next age, there's no more war in the world. There's no mass battles. But we have now entered the age of murder.
Oh, good.
I mean, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. I think that I simply say at the if this is the end of the session, I simply say we need to find God.
Holy shit! It really is that late.
Yeah.